Welcome to the second edition of Speaking with Baba Alokananda. As you can see, I have right here to pull off the Baba role, as well as some wisdom which I've accumulated through the years. So, after much debate, introspection, talking to people, understanding what they were interested in finding out about, I realized that most people didn't have very many questions when it came to spirituality, much like how I do. So I thought to myself and I wondered, I said, what would I possibly have a question about, especially when it comes to spirituality? And I think the topic I'd like to discuss today will be one related to energy and prana. So, what is energy? What is prana? What is chi? And how does all of this relate into our being? If you look at the way all of us exist together, we're not made up of just matter. We are made up of matter. Yes, I have skin, I have my hand, I have my face, I have hair, which is made of keratin, which is made of proteins. And they're arranged in a certain way that create fibers, or they create meshes, which is your skin. So, yes, we are made up of matter, but we're also made up of energy. And the way we convert energy into matter is the body process. We consume food, liquids, oxygen from the air, minerals, nutrients from other sources. Assimilate all of these, they're catalysts which come in and multiple step reactions that happen. And at the final end step, what is essentially water, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur, phosphorus, name the periodic table. All of that converts into matter. But where does the energy go? Where does the energy come from? Well, if you've taken chemistry at a high school level, I would say, you'll realize that matter nor energy can be neither created nor destroyed. I don't really completely understand the scientific relationship between matter and energy, but I have my own hypothesis of how that works. I'll discuss that at a future time. But today's discussion is primarily about energy and how we can absorb the energy from our environment. While going through my previous YouTube videos, I stumbled upon a log that I made at the end of my 21-day fast for Nirahara Samyama. The Nirahara Samyama is a meditational fast program that Swamiji, or Swami Nityananda, my guru, initiated his disciples into and is still initiating them into. The process of being able to live without food. At the most superficial level, living without food reduces your dependence on society, it reduces your dependence on cooking, it reduces your dependence on others in case you can't cook. In my case, I love cooking. It's one of my favorite pastimes. So I never shied away from eating because I couldn't cook something. I'd cook something and I'd make it myself and I'll eat it. But after going through 21 days of that program, I changed the way in which I perceived the universe, the world, the surroundings around me. You can find more information about the program as well as talk to other people who have done the same 21-day fast. It's free, so you have nothing to lose except weight. It's a joke. No, you're not fat. I never said that. No. So what did starving myself of calorific energy teach me about the universal energy? Please listen. I said the difference between calorific energy and the universal energy. What I call calorific energy is energy that we garner through the consumption of an apple, eating an ear of corn, or a cheeseburger. While the universal energy or the prana that exists around us permeates our very beings all the time. Plants and animals that live in the wild, some of which can live off of the sun, just absorbing the energy. You might notice that your dog consumes a lot less food than you, or your cat consumes a lot less food than you, or that the deer in the forest eat like a few pounds less leaves than you would anticipate or expect them to. I am no zoologist, so please do not ask me about the dietary considerations for these animals. But the point I'm trying to get across is that when we consume leaves, or worse still, we consume other animals which have consumed these leaves, as part of the natural food chain, the leaves, the plants, the animals, all of them have gotten their energy from the surroundings, the prana. And sunlight is a huge factor in this, I've noticed, as it rightfully should be, because the sun is a powerful energy source. When the sun rays hit the leaf first thing in the morning, the leaf has the knowledge, it has the DNA, it has the capability to convert the fallen sunlight, the fallen photons, through a process called photosynthesis, and makes glucose, makes some consumable form of energy. Since what I went through is such a new, novel, and unstudied process, my sciencey friends, the ones who are like PhD students in labs, they're like, no, look, what you're talking about is unscientific. And it's very difficult because what I've experienced, because there is two differences between knowing something and experiencing something. When you know something, you can only back it up with so much mental support, as much as your mind believes it happened. When you experience something, especially in conjunction with your body and mind Sharira complex. The Sharira is the body-mind experience, which I personally like. I like that term a lot because we do not experience this world just as a mind. We do not experience this world just as a body. I want to say more than 80% of the time, we experience it as a joint union complex of the body mind. And when I was in the program, when I was in Nirahara Samyama, absorbing my vital energies from the surroundings, from meditation, part of it was to visualize the banyan tree of abundance surrounding us with energy and just pouring and showering us with energy in the morning. And doing a very specific type of breathing in through your nose and mouth simultaneously, breathing in, and breathing out through your nose only. My guru spoke about this extensively as a yogic breath practice to awaken the prana within you. Other gurus have spoken about taking a cold shower to help raise the prana within your body. I feel like there's nothing that's going to raise the prana in your body unless you stop consuming calorific energy. When you fast, you allow your body to start finding other pathways to create energy, which is why you can live 40 plus days traditionally, like uninitiated people into this process, just normal Joes. If they're stuck in the desert, they can live like 40 days without food. They'll burn all their excess fat, the visceral fat, and after a certain point, they'll be the leanest body that they can be, the most optimal body that they can be. And I haven't studied them, but I'd wager that they will talk about some form of external energy coming in through their body. This isn't the first time, though, that the concept of external energies being available to me has been felt or experienced in this sharira. In the military, as part of the reconnaissance commander course, one of the most difficult periods in my life was those 2 years and the 6 months that I was training to become a sergeant. Many high endurance athletes, people who push breaking their body consciousness, will sympathize and agree with what I'm trying to say. During one of my key sergeant trainings, we had to go through an incredibly long walk. Over a course of 75 kilometers or so, with navigation thrown in, so you have to like find different points and checkpoints using a map, not through like a GPS, like a map and a compass. And walking on different terrains with a really heavy bag, 35 or so kilograms, as well as our rifle. And just, it was tedious. You had to walk this in a period of 36 hours. That was the stipulated time. After the first 10 to 15 kilometers, even the most physically able person would give up physically. The next 20 to 30 kilometers, your mind will carry you there, but it'll start giving up. 40 to 50 kilometers, 60 kilometers, your team's pushing you along, that camaraderie, that spirit, everyone's saying, yes, you can do this, come on, guys, like shouting at each other. That's going to push you. But after you hit like the last like 15 kilometers, especially when the goal is nearby, it's in sight, it's almost there, but your feet have blisters, it's raining, you are exhausted, you're done with it, but you're still carrying on. Your physical's gone, your mental's gone, your energetic support of the people around you is disintegrating. You suddenly realize that you open yourself up to additional energy sources that will start coming through and filling into your being, filling into your body to allow you to complete, to allow you to finish the task that you took up. I didn't completely understand what I was going through at that phase when I felt all these additional energies pushing my team along. Surprisingly, our team came in second at 33 hours. That entire mission, I slept approximately 3 hours. So 30 hours of walking continuously in the hot Singapore sun at like 90% humidity. That's why it rained. So, what do you do with this energy? This energy can be used to whatever purpose you guide it towards. It is said that your intention is one of the most powerful tools, pieces of equipment that you have in your control. So, in a space of connecting with the universal energy, in the seat of the Manipuraka, which is slightly below the navel, where your connection between your individual consciousness or energy and the universal consciousness energy complex barrier meet. It's in your Manipuraka chakra area. And I'm not yet a pro at how to set an intention or what's the right procedure, which chakra to meditate on. I feel like that's a very rigid way of doing something. It should be very natural. Focus on whichever energy spots that you are familiar with. For me, Vishuddhi or Anahata are some of my favorite energy spots. I've recently been working on my Agnya, so I work with Agnya as well. And I set intentions from these different energy spots where when I want something for someone else, in a majority of the cases, I expand my consciousness. What does it mean to expand? When you breathe out, don't breathe back in immediately. Just let go. Let go. Just try and take away from you as much as possible, because besides the mind, I want to say we identify a lot with the breath. We identify a lot with breathing. When you're not breathing, who are you? And those are fun places, the edges of our consciousness, the edges of where what we assume as who we are begin, and this other side of things that we don't completely understand. These gateways, these doorways have tremendous potential to allow you to explore these other dimensions that I'm talking about. When you breathe out and when you hold your breath, or don't hold your breath, like just breathe out. Before the next cycle, when you breathe out, that spot I like to call just expanding my consciousness. I make the intention, I'm like, expand, be bigger, be bigger. So, what is making an intention? Connecting with what you consider greater than this body, this mind experience. And being able to put a conscious thought in place and expressing it to the conscious universe that exists around us. There's so much energy around us. There will be so much energy around us for years, millions of years to come. It's a shame if we're unable to harness this energy and make meaningful, useful things out of our lives with it. It's no coincidence that all the things that we have today were built by people much like you and me. The only difference is that they were inspired to do it. They had inspiration. Where did that inspiration come from? It was obviously some other energy that had entered them and had given them the clues for how to achieve it. I hope in the process of me explaining this to you, I have awakened to a little extent the possibilities that reside within you. Because if I have not done that, then I have wasted your time. And for that, I apologize. But if I have, consider this path of finding ways to channel and harness the energies that exist outside and within us. Be more receptive and observant of these energies. And when you do, and when you are in the space of being one with this energy, you can truly live the most deserving life that you should be living. If you ask the people around me, they can say that I lead a reasonably effortless life. Things happen in place for me just to expand and learn more about my consciousness. The more you talk about it, the more you bring other people's awareness to it, the more it settles into who you are. And the more it settles into who you are, the more you can go and tell other people about it. The point about consciousness is it's always trying to expand its presence in all the inhabitants of the worlds. But there's this layer of illusion which is caused by the mind that comes over all of us that says, no, there's no energy, It's just this matter, it's just this body, it's just this hand. That's all you are, Alok. There's nothing beyond you. And we've been trained to think like this for years. And it's gotten us to a technological frenzy. But it's not gotten us any more satisfaction, any more harmony. And that is what the world needs right now. The world needs more people who are in tune with who they are. And the more in tune with who they are, they will realize how connected they will be and they are to the people around them. And when that realization happens, you don't have to train people to be have morals. You don't have to train people to be good. They will automatically know what the right things to do are. And that's what the world needs. And that's why the world needs you. So consider dropping your mind consciousness, dropping your body consciousness, and find what's left. If this makes absolutely no sense to you at an intellectual level, please go to Inner Awakening with my guru, Swami Nityananda. Try and find the Inner Awakening where he's practicing Nityanandoham. And when you attend Nityanandoham, it will change your life. It will change how you perceive everything from yourself to how you exist in a pool of people, all the way to just changing your life purpose. Because part of his goal of putting people through the Nityanandoham process is to bring them out as gods, like little mini gods, and put them around the world and let them express, let them radiate with godliness. Because the more people that do, the better this place is going to be. So, is it worth it? Yes, definitely. Does this talk about energy make sense? I really do hope. It's a pretty complicated topic, and this is probably the first time I'm discussing it. So, thank you so much for listening, and forgive me if I didn't make sense through parts of it, but I tried my best. Namaste.